Mike here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to easily remove the bumper cover off of a Subaru Forester, as well if you're also looking to remove the bumper beam that's in behind that. I'll show you how to do that as well. First step is to remove everything from the trunk. Most of it just lifts right out, and then these two side foam pieces have two plastic clips, which you can use this clip removal tool or a flathead screwdriver to pop them out. Next is to remove this inside plastic trim piece. The instructions say there's 4 plastic clips, but at least on the Wilderness, it's these 12mm nuts, one on either side. Unscrew those, and this trim piece will come right out. There's 2 plastic clips that are built into this trim piece underneath, and you just need to force them out like so. Actually 4 it sounds like. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these clips on either side of the trim piece that are also snapped into place. Next thing to do is remove the plastic trim from the inside of the taillights, and there's 2 plastic clips with a Phillips head inside. With the Phillips head screwdriver, you're going to slowly unscrew this little screw from inside the plastic clip, and once it's out, this whole plastic clip will be able to pull out from the housing. Once the clips are removed, the piece will be loose and wiggling, but you're going to have a hard time getting it out because it's seated inside here along the edge of the tail light. And the only easy way to do that is with some kind of pry tool, just to get under from the bottom and slide your way up, right up to the top. Wiggle as you go, and then you should hear a pop. There's a little clip right up in here that'll come out as you run up towards it with a pry tool, and then just shimmy it out. Now with the trim piece removed, you'll have access to the 2 bolts that are keeping the taillight in place. It's a Phillips head screwdriver or 10mm socket, and we'll be removing the taillight. Why? Well, unfortunately, because the taillight has to be removed in order to get the bumper off. And this is where you're going to need the 10mm deep socket, because this bolt here is recessed, and you'll need that for your ratchet to clear. Or if you have an extender like I have, I used a 4-inch extender with a regular size socket. I tried to use just a Phillips head screwdriver and go that route, but they were on pretty tight. So to break them free, you will need to use the ratchet. Now that the 2 bolts are removed, just have to take the taillight and pull it out, and wiring harness, push down on the tab and pull that out, and your taillight is free and clear. Now that you got the taillights off, it's time to remove the bumper, and that's just a set of plastic clips to remove. We're going to start on the outsides and the wheel wells and work our way to the center. There's not too many. Starting in the wheel well, you'll see a whole bunch of plastic clips, but you're only going to concern yourself with 1 small clip up here by the seam. Then you're going to get underneath, and there'll be a large clip right by the tire, a second one a little further down, and a third and a 4th right here, and then a 5th towards the center. On the passenger side, there's even less. You got that same small one up near the seam. Then you get under the car, and there's one right close to the tire, a second one further down. You're going to ignore these 2 by the tailpipe because they're not securing the bumper to the vehicle. They're just keeping 2 parts of the bumper together. The third and last one for the passenger side is right down there towards the center of the vehicle. And the clips for these, both the big and the small, are the same. With a flathead screwdriver, you can pop out the center portion and then get underneath the larger flange and pop the whole thing right out. Larger one looks similar, but actually has some grooves to insert a flathead screwdriver. Now, it did require a little bit of prying with the screwdriver, and this tool just pop them out in seconds. So you can get away with the flathead, but you'll be working at it for a little bit. This was in the same kit as this, and it was $30 Canadian on Amazon. It comes with a whole bunch of pry tools for your dashboard and underneath the car. I highly recommend investing in that. Now with all those clips removed, it's just a matter of going around and pulling the bumper away from the vehicle. There's some plastic clip system in place, but that snaps out pretty easily. Just work your way around. Repeat the same thing on both sides. Work your way to the center. And then when you get to the center, you're just going to be pulling straight out from the vehicle. Don't be afraid. Just give it some good force. And then go again from the other side, working your way to the center. And voila, the bumper comes right off. Now be careful because you've got some wire connections on the driver's side for your backup sensors. Gently rest it on the ground, and it's just one connection right in there. And then once you get that connection detached, bumper's very light, just place it out of the way. And just to save yourself some time while you're trying to hold that bumper up and detach the harness at the same time, it's the part that's connected to the bumper that you're going to manipulate, and it's at the very end here. You push down on this tab, which lifts up the end portion. What that's doing is pinching down on this little piece. So on the bumper portion, push down. On the end of the tab, it lifts up just enough to clear off this, and the thing slides right out. With the bumper cover off, now we're going to be removing the actual bumper beam. For that, that's where the 14 millimeter socket with the extension comes into play, because you can see there's one in through that hole, and then this hole inside there is one more, and underneath you got one more here, a little notch for your extension to pass through. But again, you'll need at least a 6-inch extension, and depending on the length of your ratchet, like with this small one here, I just couldn't get it to budge. They're on there pretty good from the assembly line, so you might have to grab a long breaker bar, something longer than this, to give you a little bit more lever action. And with this, came off like butter. So using the long breaker bar, get it onto the bolt, and based on the sound this is going to make, you'll be able to tell how tight they are on there. There, that broke free. You can continue unscrewing them with that big breaker bar, but a little awkward. So once they're broken free, you can finish it off with the small ratchet. Leave just one of the 3 bolts in there, just threaded a couple of rotations so that this side of the bumper stays up while you remove the 3 here. Once you get all 3 bolts out from this side, you can hold it from the middle, unscrew that last one you left in place on the opposite side, and then the bumper will come off without falling to the ground. Now, to get the bumper cover back on, it's literally just the reverse order of what we did to take it off, so I won't show you that. Hopefully this video helped you remove your bumper off of your Subaru Forester, and if it did, please leave me a comment. I love reading them, and I always make sure to reply. The likes and the comments mean a lot, and they help a lot too.